turn this way, but there was this whole Cobra Kai crochet teams and knitting clubs, and I could like, what? There's Cobra Kai everywhere, you know?
I thought it wasn't a knitting class.
Was that? Right, there was no knitting classes, yeah. It was a knitting class. Yeah, so it was fun though. I had a lot of fun making it, and I showed some of my comedy, and I got to direct it, which was great, and it reconnected all of us a little bit, and yeah, it was kind of the origins in a way of me stepping back into anything related to where we are now. So thank you so much for the question.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Tisha. Y'all are awesome. I know back when Karate Kid came out, it had a different dynamic than Cobra Kai does now. Did you expect, now that Cobra Kai's out, did you expect it to touch people on that different level, like being an inspiration to people and being able to relate to them more? Were you expecting that when you got the call for Cobra Kai?
I think we were, hoping that was going to be the end result. I think it exceeded, I'll speak for myself. I mean, it was about trust. It was about trusting the three creators. It was their vision. We were shepherding that. I had specific notes. I know Billy did as well, and we would collaborate all together. But they were driving the ship, and they were very clear on how they wanted to, weave this all together. For me, it exceeded my expectations how well it came together, and then the reaction from you guys has been beyond overwhelming. I mean, we knew the fan base was there. We knew if something great was achieved, we had, the audience. It was the ability to take it another level, another step further, and find where it fits in 2018, and that's not necessarily, I thought we were going in that direction when we were making it. I wasn't sure they were going to nail every aspect, and for the most part, they nailed every aspect of it, and so we're the beneficiaries of that, and obviously, we're damn good at it, but they did a great job. The kids are great, the young cast is terrific, as well.
One thing the guys had told me was that the show would be able to stand on its own. You wouldn't have to have seen the Karate Kid to enjoy the show and appreciate it. So the story and all the layers of that, how people are resonating with it is amazing and awesome. I think for us as actors and artists, we just have to get honest with the material we're given and stay true to who these characters were that we birthed at the beginning.
It's open to anyone, but I was wondering, what was the hardest scene to film? Like whether it's physically, emotionally, or like you just couldn't get a line out. Whether it's in Karate Kid, Cobra
Kai. I think since I came on after everything was organized, and I had to walk in, and I remember that in the very first rehearsal, what I wanted to do as well as some of the footage that I looked at, Billy showed me and Ralph. And I really wondered, just to come in like a wise guy and just come in and say the real story's only just begun. But how is that going to happen? And I was lighting a cigar, which they liked. And just to walk in, I kept saying, how am I going to do this? I am experiencing, from what I hear, a lot of perfection from the show. They've done 9 episodes and I see some footage and it looks brilliant. I walked in the first rehearsal, I just walked to my spot. And all I said was, every time I get into the light, the real story is only just begun. And from the other end of the dojo, the crew, the writers, they started screaming, oh, God! And it was only the first time. But they were waiting. They were so equipped and waiting for this character to come. And for me, it was like I could do no wrong. And I was part of an ensemble that I walked away from after one day shooting in Atlanta, and I felt so free and so comfortable with my constituents who had handled 9 episodes. And for me, that first scene was scary, and yet I didn't deviate, but I was so happy when it was over because I was joining a group that had been supported by such creative people. I knew the show couldn't fail. I knew it couldn't fail. I never expected that many people to appreciate it out there, but it was such a it was truly special. That's all I can say about my first scene.
It's a hard question. I've been thinking, can you even think of anything? Like one thing in Cobra Kai I could tell you was hard, it was just physically hard, was the second fight when the guys are outside beating up my car. And it's the only thing, I mean, there's a lot of different hard things, but in Cobra Kai, I was filmed like in the middle of the night, like 1 or 2 in the morning, it was 40 degrees, and I had no time to learn that fight because I was doing all the other scenes in between, and so I had my beard on, my beard off, and rehearse this, rehearse that, and all of a sudden, oh, by the way, we have to beat these 2 guys up tonight. And it was 40 degrees, and the stunt choreographer came over and he showed me my stunt double fighting these guys and all this. I said, wow, I gotta learn that right now. It was so cold. So I had to throw that together literally. I learned it in 20 minutes, maybe half an hour, and then I went back to my trailer where I put heaters on my legs so I could stretch because I had to go throw all those kicks out in the freezing cold. So, and then I went out, and then before I did that, the scene previous to that in the dojo, when I get to the Cobra Kai again, and I kind of do a fake front kick with a beer in my hand or something in the tie, when I did that, I actually pulled a really bad muscle in my leg because I didn't stretch. Yeah, so then and that was 2 days before this big fight scene, so when I went out there, I'm like, I told the stunt guy, I said, I said, Hito, I said, you know, get my stunt double ready, because if I can't do this, my leg may fall apart, I don't know. So that was scary and hard, but I made it through on that. That was a physically hard one, and there was no time for that. So,
Yeah, for me, I mean, I thought my first scene in the show, in the Cobra Kai show, was the scene at the end of the second episode when I come into the dojo and it's Billy and I on each side of the mat squaring off. It builds the tension that sets up the entire series. And I was really concerned about just what that scene was going to be, putting so much weight into it, and you know, it's 34 years later, and it was the first scene I shot, and it was one of the easiest scenes to do. We were just looking at each other, and it was like 100 years had gone by, but it was like yesterday, and yeah, we have a few more wrinkles and a little less hair, but the chemistry, our chemistry was more palpable than it ever was, and that's when he talks about it being blessed. This project has some shining light on it, and anytime we're on, I was going to initially say every scene with Billy was impossible to do, but the truth of it is our chemistry on the show is, it's so much fun to see. That stuff you can't teach. You either have that or you don't. And fortunately for me, I had that with Pat Morita in the original Karate Kid. It was magic, and we have a different type of magic working in this show. The scene when I visited the Great Miyagi is great, and I'm probably spoiling the whole show for everyone who hasn't. Was a tough scene to do because it could have gotten very emotional, and it did at some takes, but so we had to find the balance. There we go with that word. Find the balance of how to make that work emotionally. So, you know, it's kind of fun to talk about Cobra Kai stuff. For 34 years, I've been saying, yeah, the catching fly with chopsticks scene was, which was awesome. Anyway, so that's that. Now we've overextended our times, but we could talk all day.
Yeah, I don't have a white one, I'm gonna take a red and blue one. And I am sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we are just about at our time. Yeah, I'm sorry, we have to wrap this up. So, ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for our guests. Stage manager Ursula, because we're going to do the Supercon selfie.
There we go.
awesome.
Hey everybody! By now you all know the routine, I can tell, because you're coming this way. So stand up in your seats if you can't make it here. Those of you up front, feel free to come down to the front of the